Here I go. All right, bring it on.
What's good, everybody out there in YouTube? This is your man Shadicstick, dropping some hot frog on this mic. I'm joined by my boy Avataryaya. Say what's good, Yaya.
What's good, everybody? It's Yaya. You know we having a fantastic day today.
Alright, so today we're going to be talking about our predictions for Smash Brothers at E3. We know there's a Smash Invitational, etc., etc. We're just going to go over what we think is going to happen at the Smash Invitational and with Smash Brothers at E3. We're going to get trailers, or we're going to get character announcements, etc., etc. Are they going to tell us any gameplay changes? Or is the game going to play more like Smash 4, more like Melee, more like Brawl, more like 64, whatever it may be? We're just going to analyze and, give our predictions of what is going to be at E3 for Super Smash Brothers. So, yeah, you go first, my dude.
Alright, I'm going to go off real. That I think the biggest thing that needs to be announced, and I have a big prediction for it, because I know Sakurai talked about it a long time ago. I don't have the article. It's been since like 2015. I remember reading it then. But that tournament mode, we might actually have a legitimate tournament mode in Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch. Because personally, that Smash 4 tournament mode is god awful, and I feel like Sakurai is going to revamp it. And plus, we might get our first showcase at the Smash Invitational. I think that would be a perfect way to show it off. That way, it can also promote Nintendo Versus and also show that Nintendo is kind of supporting the competitive scene for Super Smash Brothers. That's one of my biggest predictions. That needs to be addressed too. Like, they need to work on that pronto.
Yeah, exactly. I actually can see that, especially since they're building up Nintendo Versus. While Nintendo Versus hasn't been extremely big in terms of what Nintendo's been working on, they've been, promoting it through games such as Pokken, Splatoon 2, and ARMS actually, surprisingly, has a big influence on what they do in Nintendo Versus. So for Super Smash Brothers, that probably their biggest, fighting game IP, I feel like they could utilize that, like you said, to promote Nintendo Versus. Again, the tournament mode, I would be really happy about. I want to see what they do with that, see if we can do online tournaments, because offline tournaments would be, a gimme, you know what I mean? But like, online tournaments is something that I really want to see worked out, because like you said in Smash 4, it was just it was horrendous. Like, my god, I've never seen a worse tournament mode in a game. Like, that was the most disappointing thing about that game. But what I think we're actually gonna get is we're gonna get something in terms of online. I think they're gonna announce something like For Glory, but set out the ranked modes and then just the regular player match modes in there. Because if you guys haven't played ARMS, it seems like Nintendo's learning from their past. Of course, Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 1 had traditional player match and ranked mode, but with ARMS, it really looked like they were trying with that game with training mode. They had you do everything from anti-airs to counters and everything. And I was like, oh, okay, this game's building up. And then you see its online system. It has a regular party match where you can just fight people regularly. You have different game modes you can play. You can play 2v2s, 1v1s, 3v1s. You can do what you want in that mode, but when it comes to rank, it's strictly 1v1. It chooses a map, and it feels like a traditional fighting games, or not. Let me not say traditional, but every other fighting game's ranked. And I hope they go the same direction with Smash 4. If they do that, I would feel like Nintendo is finally listening, especially Sakurai, because one thing I've kind of learned with Smash Bros. Is Sakurai doesn't know how to actually genuinely listen to people, because he thinks that is his masterpiece. Which I understand. He does a lot of work on the game, but my lord, does that
I think, to be honest with you, if you paid attention to a lot of recent Japanese games with online, they have this big, addiction to making online hub worlds for their games. And, I think Nintendo might try to do that. Because, you remember how the Switch doesn't have, Miiverse or anything.
Yeah.
But why not incorporate something like that into Super Smash Bros. For Switch. So I feel like they might do something with that, like try to keep that alive, because that was a big portion of Smash Wii U's, like, you know, lifespan, especially on the Miiverse stage. People would play on that stage just to see the memes, and it was ridiculous.
You're right. Keep going, my bad.
And I feel like Sakurai is trying to bridge the gap between, I think this time around, he's trying to make the game come off as, hey, this is Smash Brothers, it's still fun, but then it can also grab competitive players, yeah. And I think what he's gonna try to do, he's probably gonna make a hub world where you walk around with like your favorite Smash characters online. I hope that's not the case, because like they still have not perfected it. No game has done it. AKA look at Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear, BlazBlue, none of those games have actually done it right. So I get what you're saying. It's one of those things where it would be interesting to see, especially since it's Nintendo. Nintendo, while they typically, if they mess up, it never is completely a slip up, with the exception of tournament mode. I think that's the only thing with Smash 4 that was like the biggest slip up, was their tournament mode. But I definitely see where you're coming from. You know, if I wanna go in the hub world and be Toon Link, I can do that, and then I'll forward it everybody now. But on the real though,
exactly.
Like, I hope I want to see if they could do that right. That's the one thing. I just want to see if they could do that right.
What made me think of that was Splatoon. Like, Splatoon is offline, but when you play it online, you get like the boards of other characters, other players around the world.
I never thought of it like that.
Like, you see, like, that's what I was thinking about. Like, you could be like, hey, go to the shop to buy these custom moves. Go to the shop to get this artwork. Go to the shop to buy these pieces for this stage. Go to this place to go to tournament mode. Like, go here for full glory and you get the whole thing.
I get it, because like that's something that Splatoon really does well. While I have my gripes with Splatoon, because Splatoon is almost a perfect game, it's just hindered by the way they handle certain things. That is one of the things it does extremely well. Like, from just an aesthetic level and an immersion level, it really helps grab you, because they took the extra mile to make let you do that. If they want to make you feel like you're going into a store and you're shopping, they want to make you feel like you're going into this arena to fight. They want to make you feel like that. I feel like I can see that with Super Smash Brothers happening, because while Super Smash Brothers hasn't necessarily always taken influence from things, the menu system we have in Super Smash Brothers now was taken from Kirby Air Ride, and then that carried over into games like Kid Icarus Uprising. So it's
for this one, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine.
I know, but that menu system that they had in Smash for Wii U, delete that, please. Certain places is dumb. Like, why is training mode in games and more? Like, it just didn't make sense. Like,
I'm not saying like exactly how the menu system is. I'm just saying how, like, I guess,
like, how it was carried over influence. I get you.
Like in Brawl had Kirby Air Ride system, and then they carried that over into Kid Icarus Uprising, and then Smash 4 messed it up. But for the most part, you get what I mean. Like, it wouldn't be something that's unheard of with Nintendo. They've carried it over through previous games. They've carried over different menu styles from previous games. So to see that wouldn't be too far-fetched now that I think about it. You have any other predictions, Yaya?
Alright, I'm gonna come out and say it. They gonna show Rex and Pyra off at E3. They need to show it. They need to show them all. Because here's the thing. A lot of people are speculating that either Joker's gonna stay or he gonna get taken out for the new Xenoblade character. The reason why we didn't have a Xenoblade Chronicles X characters, because you were pretty much playing with your own CAC, your character creator. So here, like, these characters, like either an ARMS character or Xenoblade character would make sense, because they already showed us Splatoon already. So
true.
Right. So at this point, it has to make sense that, like, yo, somebody from one of these big Nintendo mascots in their franchise, at least the first party, somebody big coming at E3. And I think it would be perfect to show them off, because a lot of people are anticipating it. Just get it out the air and throw something else that we may not know. But
I think, like you said with the, my bad to cut you off, but what you said with the big character reveal thing is, I think they're going to show at least 3 characters off, because I remember the last time they did anything big where they showed off a bunch of characters, they showed off the villager thing where, they got the mail or whatever. And this time it seems like they're trying to use they're pulling characters from other dimensions into the game. So and I have something else that I want to talk about later in the video that's gonna tie into that, but I feel like like Rex and Pyra and Mithra, because I feel like I haven't played Xenoblade 2, but from what I know, like the characters are all his different like blades or whatever. So I feel like they're gonna use Rex and then have Mithra and Pyra change between, like kind of like how Shulk has his different arts for Xenoblade Chronicles. If that's how it works, I don't know 100% how it works. I'm not gonna act like I do.
Yeah, it's sort of like that. Yeah.
So
kind of hit the nail on the coffin.
Like I feel. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Anyway, so like how I was feeling, what I want them to bring back is I want them to bring back characters like how Zelda and Sheik was, or maybe like do them in a way of Ice Climb. You get what I'm saying? Like they're both on the screen, because that's how Xenoblade Chronicles 2 works. Like you have you're the main character, the driver, and then you have the person that's in charge of the character. So like it'd be Rex and Pyra and Mithra, you know, or like you could switch in and out. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff they could do with those characters, but I feel like either they might come separately or they might come together. But it would make sense because if you guys aka play Xenoblade or know about it, like you can't play, you know, Pyra can't really do anything without the sword. So that's all Rex is doing, and I don't know. It's up to like speculation at this point, but I do believe they're going to be in this game.
Yeah, no. I mean, like, I can see that, and what I feel like they're gonna do is they're gonna have that big trailer like Smash 4 did, where they had Villager come out. He gets the mail. You know, they show Villager tossing hands, and then they show Charizard, blah blah blah, Mario, everybody fighting, and then Greninja just comes out of nowhere. And you know, I feel like they're gonna do something like that, where they're gonna have the Smash Ball appear like in the Splatoon Inkling trailer, and then they're just gonna start fighting, bro. And then like other characters are gonna start seeing the Smash Ball, and then it's just gonna all come into one big trailer. Hopefully they do that. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but you know, I feel like that's gonna tie into what the next thing I want to talk about. I feel like we're gonna get a return of like adventure mode or subspace emissary, some type of story mode, because as you guys know, Melee and Brawl had adventure mode and subspace respectively. Hopefully those game modes return, and because that was a big draw to like Brawl for me. Like, no matter how bad, like, in terms of a competitive fighting game, I feel Brawl is, I feel like the thing it did right was it had a lot of content. Yeah, it had a lot of content. It had a lot of replay value because it had so much content. And for them to not bring something like adventure mode back, it would just feel like it would leave a bad taste in my mouth, because so many fans have been asking for, you know, something like Subspace again. And I really want something like Subspace again. So
I
go ahead.
think that is a big possibility. But what I believe is that they're going to combine the two, which is why, like, okay, hear me out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like, what do you mean by this? So what I'm saying is, I think adventure mode, each character will have their own story mode. It'd be like classic, like, you know, Soul Calibur arcades or Tekken arcades. But each interaction has its own animated cutscene, you know. And, you know, as you play through it, either you fight, do like hit the smash the targets, or you know, the home run thing. But after you get to a certain point, well, like each character, it goes to another story or scenario. And I think that'll be something unique, instead of just trying to make a whole because I really don't think it's enough time. I don't know how many years it took Brawl. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I know that like to make a whole subspace emissary in like 2.5 years. That's speculating on when he started, by the way. People don't just
no. He said he was secretly working on the game. It came out that he was secretly working on the game, you know, while Smash 4 was still, you know, relevant. So for him to be working on it wouldn't be out of the question. Now, to be something as big as Subspace, you know, we may not know, because you can argue, well, Melee was made in about 2 years, and since Melee was made in about 2 years, they had an adventure mode. But again, adventure mode wasn't on the scale of Subspace. It was a story mode, yeah, but it was nothing like Subspace. Subspace was a whole game in and of itself. So I see where you're coming from with that. It's just I feel like in the modern day and age it's possible, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know, they might be stretching if they're doing that. So it's one of those things, because Sakurai, he takes a lot of pride in his work. We know that man, like he's
the video game Togashi.
Exactly. Like, so hopefully we get something in terms of that. Do you have anything else you want to say, Yaya, in terms of predictions?
Just give me I just want Tinfoil. I ain't played a lot of ARMS, but like I need somebody to punch Bayonetta. That's all. Like you gotta worry about getting smacked.
Someone asked me on stream the other day, Twin Tail or Bayonetta, and I couldn't choose.
Oh God.
So that's where I stand on that. But you got anything else though, Yaya, to say?
No, I'm good. That's pretty much it. I enjoy being here because it got me thinking about a lot of stuff.
All right, my boy. So this has been Shadicstick and Yaya. You know, we've dropped the hot Faraga on the mic. But tell us how you guys think. What do you think we're gonna get? You know, this is a conversation. You know, what we say isn't fact, nor is it, you know, set in stone. What do you think could happen for Super Smash Brothers at E3? The Smash Invitational is coming up. I didn't really have much to say on that either than, you know, what may be revealed there, which what was just what we talked about. And I really just feel like Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch, whatever way it goes, is gonna be an amazing game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is me, your man Shadicstick. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that little bell, that notification bell, to basically keep up to date with my channel. Check out my boy Avataryaya. His link is down in the description. My boy Yaya is almost at 3K, so I would really appreciate it. Well, probably by the time I upload this video, he'll be at 3K. But, you know, I would really appreciate it if you guys went and subscribed to him. Again, he has amazing content. He talks about fighting games or just whatever he wants in general. So if you want someone who just talks what they want about what they want, does what they want on their channel, you know, check out Yaya. Again, this is me, man, Shadicstick. We're out. Hot Faraga turns to Cold Blizzaga. Go chill out with some of my other videos. Peace. Kiss, kiss.
Squallow.